So the big question is, why do we need to let go to grow? And the question is why? And if you're sitting back now and you're listening to the points that I'm talking about, you're going to be thinking, I wonder what these whys could be. And the example is, why do we need to let go to grow? Think about it. And an example could be that you want to increase the number of services in your business, or you want to introduce new professional skill sets into your business. So I think if we could just take a moment, because there's going to be two questions that are going to arise from here. The first one is on why do we need to let grow, and I think these will share a link to Menti, and then we need to list words that you think resonate with your question of why do we need to let grow. Diesel?
Yes, thank you very much, Nick. I've just shared the link in the Zoom chat. What you need to do is just copy the Zoom link into your browser or your URL, and then enter that code, and then pop in those keywords that comes to mind. Nick, I'm going to keep my eye on the results. People,
Sure.
don't work with the link that just came up there. I'll keep my eyes on the results, and I'm going to give you feedback on what's coming on. Just again, if you missed it, the menti.com link is in the Zoom chat. You can just click on it. It will open a browser, or you can copy it into your URL and then enter that code. And please pop in some keywords for us. I'm keeping my eyes on that to see what's coming up. Refresh and see if there's anything coming through. Or if you are more comfortable, pop in those keywords in the Zoom chat. I'll keep my eyes on both. Nick, we've got scale, we've got upskill coming up. So you're more than welcome if you're more comfortable with popping words into the Zoom chat. So why do you need to let go to grow? What are those words that comes to mind immediately? Let me see what else has come up. Okay, we've got a dominant change business model, change mindset, which is a big one. Perfection, Nick, reputation, upskill and scale have become a little bit less prominent. I see there's about 4 people who's given us feedback there. If you would like to pop feedback in the Zoom chat, I can pick it up from there as well. So if you think of why you need to let go to grow your business, what are those words that pop up? Let me refresh again and see what we have. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we've got a lot more responses here, Nick. We've got make money while you sleep as the dominant one. And with that, generate passive income. With that, change business model to no longer be a solopreneur. Expand employment. Cross-skill is a thought that came up. Expand employment. We again have upskill to gain a new perspective, competitiveness, opportunities, space to scale the business, relevance, to empower the business, to renew, and then also reputation. Wonderful feedback there, Nick.
Excellent. So I think on this particular question, you could see on why do we need to let go to grow. There's been I see there's quite a lot of emphasis on upskill and mindset that seems to be quite prominent in some of the answers that we received back from the audience. And I think it resonates very well with the challenges that a lot of small businesses are faced with currently. And as a whole in the South African economy as well, for many other businesses that are trying to do this transition to a new business order, a new order of business, where there are certain skill sets that are pretty thin or not available in abundance. But I think the other one that was prominent, the word that came up quite prominently, was about mindset. And mindset has got a huge linkage towards change and change management, but it's also about the ability of the entrepreneur, the business leader, the businessman or businesswoman to be able to start doing serious introspection and serious review or reflection of their own capabilities and their own challenges that they face, and how could these things be changed into the future to make them successful and make their businesses a lot more successful, and to create an enabler of growth. And this is really, really important. And I think, the other words that also came up around reputation, competitiveness, relevance, solopreneur, etc., and business models. Yes, definitely, those are things that will sort of be part of the package of why we need to start thinking and reflecting on why we need to let go to grow. Yes, making money is obvious to every business leader or business owner, but I think there's a lot of other attributes that need to be reconsidered in order to make your business successful in order to grow. If we go on from this question to the next part, and the next part is, why do I need to let go? So you want to, we've spoken about skills and services, but there's another point that you need to answer, or another question that you need to answer around this let go to grow, or letting go to grow. And I would like you as audience members to think about the question, do you know what growth actually means? And as an example, I've just listed two sort of words that came up to my mind when I was putting my presentation together. It's about bigger profits, attracting more clients, and of course, growth also links significantly towards scale. So if you could, Liesel, if you could ask the audience to do the same as the previous question, then we could, go back and have a discussion around what growth means.
Excellent, thank you. I know there's a few people who also just joined while you were talking through this. Again, in the Zoom chat, we've got the menti.com link. You can just click on that or copy paste into your URL and enter that code. If you just joined, you may have to do the first activity, which we just completed. But this activity is, again, about, do you know what growth means? Nick shared some examples with us. Pop in those words for us again. And Nick, I'm going to see what we are getting there.
Sure.
I'm just refreshing. Okay, it does take some time to come through. I'll refresh again. So I don't see anything yet.
Yeah, Liesel, we're still on the previous question for some reason. It initially gave me a message that the presenter needs to move to the next question. I don't think we're on the next question yet.
Thanks, Craig. If you could refresh your URL, then maybe that will help. Let's see what happens. Craig, if you can give us feedback, and then we can make a decision on maybe popping the feedback into the chat.
Yeah, we seem to be stuck on the first question.
Okay, let's pop your feedback into the Zoom chat then, please, if you don't mind. So what does growth mean to you? Please pop feedback there in the Zoom chat. It seems that we are struggling with Menti on the second question. So the question we are answering at TIFF is, do you know what growth means? The first question focused on why do you need to let go to grow? This question is, do you know what growth means? So the first one is, why do we need to let go to grow our business? And this one, which we are addressing now, is, what does growth means to you? What are the words that come up? We have market share that's coming up. Mike says not doing everything myself. Oh, it's coming in fast now. Leadership is what it means to lead. Market share, financial freedom to Brett. Rock says gaining speed, helping more people, increase influence. Again, expanding my business across time and distance. Alistair says enlightenment. Benjamin says increased volume. We have leadership again. Power from Atef. Guy says turnover. Employment. Expandability to meet customer needs. Bernard says understanding what the demands of the time is. Excellent feedback there. Zenzeli says client retention, more clients, more team members, more influence, increased revenue. Craig says adaptability. Oh, lots of feedback. So growth means a lot to people. Many things to different people.
No, it's amazing to hear all the things that you're saying, Liesl, and the feedback that's coming in from the audience. I think it tells me that people are really thinking about growth quite seriously, and that I think the exercises also allowed them to do their own sort of deep dive. What does growth really mean to each individual that's here today? And I think what was fairly consistent was employment came up quite a few times. Clients was the other. Revenue was the other. Expansion. And I think Mike, if I'm not mistaken, said about not doing everything myself, which is really, really important, because it goes back to the point I raised at the beginning of my discussion, where the whole essence of what we're talking today is about letting go to grow. And it's not about you or I or myself. It's about trying to build an ecosystem that allows you to unleash the potential of your business and to be able to grow that even further. And you must also understand that the growth that we anticipate, or the growth that we initiate in our businesses, through all the different attributes that we'll talk about as we go along in the presentation, those are quite visible to your own teams and to your own clients. And when clients start to see that your business is starting to evolve and starting to take shape in terms of growth, they have a lot more belief in the things that you're starting to do, and that you are now starting to take a leap to go forward as well. So really, really important. If you want to keep developing, keep expanding, it's important to note that it's not done in isolation, and it's not done in a method that has been previously used for many, many years. You got to start embracing change in order for the growth to start happening. If we move on.
Nick, just before you move on, this is just
yes.
40-minute warning.
Okay, sure. What is important is that who we aiming this presentation or this discussion today to, and it's being aimed towards business owners, entrepreneurs, anybody that wants to get into business, or anyone that wants to bring a new lease of life into your business, and those that really want to leapfrog into the future. It's really, really important that you have this vision, you could visualize of how you can make your business better, and that you're ready to build a business of greatness and future readiness. That's extremely, extremely important, because you've got to start allowing your mind to start thinking about improvement, greatness, and satisfaction.